Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to plant 2 bare root dwarf fruit trees in my dwarf orchard right here. These came a couple days ago. I unboxed them and I have them kind of in the light over there, but I don't want to have them in full light. These came from Home Depot of all places. It was the only place I could find a dwarf Bing cherry, and I got a dwarf Comice Pear as well, one of each. Came with instructions, but I already know how to do that, and I will show you how to do that in just a second. Let me show you the trees. This is the Bing cherry. It already has sprouts on it, so I'm going to have to take care with this. I could see sprouts under the plastic here too. And this is the Comice Pear, dwarf Comice Pear. I'm trying to plant all dwarf trees in this garden, or orchard, which is why I call it the Dwarf Orchard. And my Honeycrisp is a dwarf. I do not think that this cherry here, is a dwarf. I've had pretty bad luck with that tree. I might take that out next year and get a couple dwarf trees in its place. But you can see where we're going to be planting this, right where these 2 flags are. So, first thing that we need to do is remove the plastic and get these soaking. They got to soak for about an hour. And while they're soaking, I'm going to take a look at the roots as soon as I get the plastic off. And while they're soaking, I'm going to dig a hole according to the size of the roots. All right. We will start with the pear. It looks like they're just wrapping this with shrink wrap, which is fine. The trees I get, those they kind of bag it up. They say to leave this on, this mulch here, but I don't know how you can spread out the roots with this on there. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put it in the hole, but that doesn't need to be soaking in the water. Okay, that is the root system. So I'm going to want to go, I don't know, a little over a foot deep. I'll actually measure that, but the hole doesn't have to be that big around. So one shovel width going around in a square. Yeah, I might use the post hole digger on this. Okay, let's get this in some water. And I'm gonna let it soak for an hour. You could see where a big root was pruned right there. Nothing wrong with that though, that'll be fine. Oh, a lot of bubbles coming up out of that. That's kind of unusual. Okay, we have 10:15, so we'll be planting these at 11:15. All right, let's open up the Bing cherry. This, I really need to be careful with this because it has these buds on it. And it appears to be wrapped tighter. There we go, not too bad. Yeah, there's the bud that was underneath the plastic, and it looks like it's just fine. Yeah, they say in the instructions to leave this on and plant it with this. So I will put it in the hole, but when I put the tree in the hole, I like to spread out the roots. So having that stuff on there is not going to allow me to do that. Wow, a lot of root pruning on this. Big time. Okay. Get that one in the water too. Bit of bubbles coming from that. Okay, time to dig the holes. Okay, got my tools gathered up. A little hand spade, be using that a lot. Trenching shovel because these holes are pretty darn small. Oh, hopefully this wind isn't going to mess things up. We have a post hole digger and a regular shovel. I don't think I'm going to use the regular shovel at all. I think I'll start with the post hole digger, then go to the trenching shovel, and then get down in there and do any detailing I need to do with the little hand spade. So we're going to start with the pear, and that's going to be right where that flag is. Alright, it has been about 45 minutes. Got the holes dug, and the last thing I need to do is prepare my landscape fabric. I'm going to put this around both of the trees. I'm going to cut a hole in the middle. I'm going to take this out next year. I don't leave this stuff in permanently because what happens is dirt starts forming on top of the landscape fabric, and in places, if you dig down into a place that's had landscape fabric, you'll find the fabric down that far under the ground, completely intact and not doing anything. All that happens is it becomes, I guess, a nuisance for the creatures that live in the ground. It really does not stop weeds or anything for much more than a year. And that's all I need it for. I just want the weeds and the grass to leave my little trees alone for 1 year. Then I'm going to heavily mulch the whole area and just continue to do that and hand pull weeds when I find them. There shouldn't be many once I have like 6 inches of mulch on the ground. I have never had a pear tree or a cherry tree, a sweet cherry I should say. I have that sour cherry, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck with that one yet. Like I said, I may get rid of that one and put in 2 more dwarf trees in its place. That is not a dwarf. I believe it's a semi-dwarf, but it could be a full-size tree as well. Okay, got probably 10 minutes to go. Okay, it's been 1 hour and it's time to plant. Left the trees over here. Keep them out of direct sunlight until I get them planted. Alright, we're going to start with the Comice Pear. Yeah, real nice and hydrated. Oh, I need a stick to go across the hole here. And I think I'm going to do a V-groove off to the side to accommodate this root right here. All right, that's going to wrap it up. And again, this mulch here is just to keep the roots cooler as the new roots grow. Keep the roots cooler, let water through, and to keep the weeds away. This, or at least that landscape fabric, is going to go away next year, and I'm going to add mulch in this whole area. This year, I'm going to kill this grass back and plant zinnias all over here just for this year alone, because I won't be able to do it next year. I got to be able to get around the trees. All right, looking good. And I'll come back and keep getting stuff away from the stem. You don't want mulch or anything else up against the stem like this is. Keep pulling that back as it falls down. And I'll also make sure that the soil is tamped pretty good right around the trees. I might stake these, I might not. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure the first high wind I'll come out here and stake these things. They only need to be staked for maybe a year, sometimes 2 years if the roots don't grow that fast. This lime green on these leaves, that's going to turn to a nice dark green real soon as the roots start spreading out. And this should be really cool in a very short while. I'm going to come and get a caliper on this and a height, and I'll be doing updates on this all throughout the years. I've done updates on this Honeycrisp for the last 4 years. This was just pruned, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm expecting a bunch of apples on this year. We had one of the main branches got hit when we were doing the construction here, which was unfortunate, but in the end that gives me a nice trail right through here into the Dwarf Orchard here. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. If you want to see updates on the Dwarf Orchard, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.